ту самого. Нашего-то сынов нет, нашего-то сынов нет. Одна дочушка на роду, одна дочушка на роду.
там в описании можешь изменить видео? Нет, лайв дэй. Ладно. Это описание.
яскравих 4 раундах продемонстрував яскраві бої та високими рухами на нокаут.
ladies and gentlemen, so we start the group stage of 1 versus 1 long sword man and woman fight. We'll have 4 fights at each list. So list number 1 is first to the left, also to the entrance gate. List number 2, list number 3, and list number 4. Countries fighting in list number 1 are countries from group A and B. That is Estonia, Norway, Belgium, Denmark, Poland, China, Luxembourg, and Wales. This is men longsword. List number 2, also men longsword. Group C and D, USA, Bermuda, Scotland, Austria, Netherlands, Quebec, Ukraine, France. List number 3, also men competition. Group E and F, Spain, England, Canada, Argentina, Sweden, Ireland, New Zealand, Australia. List number 4, women, group A and B, Scotland, Denmark, Hungary, New Zealand, USA, Poland, Ireland, England. Group C and D in women category will be scheduled as we have free space in some of the list. So the fighters from group C and D female category will be informed as soon as possible when the fights will take place. But definitely they are rescheduled a little bit after some of the fights in the list are over. The order of the fight from list number 1. First fight, Estonia versus Norway. Poland versus China. Please prepare those fighters. Estonia, Norway, Poland, and China for the second fight. List number 2. USA and Bermuda. Please prepare. And Netherlands and Quebec have the second fight. List number 3. Spain and England for fight number 1. And Sweden and Ireland for fight number 2. And list number 4, female category, Scotland and Denmark for the first fight, USA and Poland for the second. So please report to the list. List 1, Estonia and Norway. List 2, USA and Bermuda. List 3, Spain and England. List 4, female fighters, Scotland and Denmark. Please report to the list.
Зараз були розподілені бійці по селищах. Зовсім скоро розпочнуться бої у номінації «Довгий меч». Це, можна сказати, свого часу турнірна номінація, бо бойці б'ються один з одним. Це не груповий бій, бої індивідуальні. Але такі бої потребують дуже серйозної підготовки бійців, оскільки довгий меч – це доволі важка зброя середньовічна. Вона була найбільш популярна у 15-15 століття у середньовічній Європі. І сьогодні ми відтворюємо також цю номінацію, номінацію довгий меч, яку ви знову зараз побачите на усіх 4 селищах нашого чемпіонату.
Fighters, please prepare for list number 1, Poland and China. Please prepare. List number 2, Netherlands and Quebec. Please prepare. List number 3,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Well, you're probably watching already for a while. To IMCF. We're on day 2. Sorry if the sign is still saying day 1. We're on day 2 and we're starting with longsword duel. In list number 1, we have China versus, I believe, Poland. We have Bermuda versus USA in list number 2. We have Spain and England in list number 3. And we have Denmark and Scotland in list number 4 for longsword. It's going to be hard to describe as we get 4 lists at the same time. So I'll go for list number 2 right now, where it's Bermuda and USA, where really the American is attacking strong and hard on the Bermudan man beast, Joshua. That's really at the advantage of the American right now in list 2. In list number 1, the Polish is giving a clinic to the Chinese on technique. He has a beautiful 14th century harness on this guy. It's really moving fast. It's really hitting hard. Spain and England in list number 3 is really exciting right now, but not really exciting, sorry. End of the round. And we're still breaking list number 4. Back to list number 1, the only one actually in action right now. Oh, sorry, back to list number 2 as well. But in list number 1, it's really a clinic right now. The Polish is really showing technique to the poor little Chinese guy. Remember, the Chinese are pretty new at this. It's their second year. They've been training extremely hard. They're getting a lot better. But level of especially duelists of the level of Poland. Poland has extremely amazing duelists. So the 4 lists are now at a stop. We're waiting if there's results in any of the lists. Oh, they seem to be a result in the list number 3 for Spain versus England. Spain and England, list number 3. Who's your winner? Spain. Beautiful fight from Spain there against England. And list number 4, the ladies are back at it. Denmark versus Scotland. Denmark really attacking hard. Pummels. The Scottish doesn't seem to find her distance. Oh, that's a swing and a miss. It's a bit. Right now. Good shot to the leg. Cut to the head like this. Won't count. Not enough strength. Cut to the leg. Oh, nice shot to that, but it's a glance. Will the referee count that? Oh, we have a result in list number 2 as well. So will it be the American or the Bermudan man beast? So USA in list number 2. In list number 1, we have Poland versus China. List number 1. Good attacks by the Polish. Chinese backing up, trying to play distance. Good shot by the Chinese. Oh, that was actually good. Attack by... So in list number 2, we will have Austria versus Scotland. Block and attack by the Polish in list number 1. Beautiful move there, blocking it. Swift attack over the head. Really beautiful, right in the shoulder. So everybody's at a stop at the same time, which is getting kind of special. The ladies fight, I believe, will go for maybe another round. There's still their helmets on. We got Sweden versus Ireland in list number 3. And in list number 2, we are waiting. So list number 3, we have a fight here. Ireland. And we know that's Peter Postel. Attacking hard, but oh, the Swedish is no slouch there. Counter-attacking, blocking. Beautiful defense by the Swedish, but a shot got in. And between China and Poland in list number 1, the winner is... Poland wins. No big surprise, to be honest. the amount of experience and the talent and the Polish team for duel is quite high. And list number 4, for ladies fight, Scotland versus Denmark, we have a winner. List number 3 fight is still going on, and actually, I'm really surprised by the strength of the Swedish because he's really playing a good game. I think Decisive is playing it. Oh, and list number 4 in the ladies fight, Denmark win against Scotland. So we have no fight there. So we're concentrating on list number 3. Netherlands, because their opponent never showed up, won his fight. Actually, his opponent should have been me, but due to technical concern, I couldn't fight today. Al will be in the list tomorrow. I think they forgot that I'm not there. So we're going in for another round between Sweden and Ireland in list number 3. So Peter, for Ireland, try to move his feet, get one shot in, being blocked. Really nice defense by the Swedish. Swedish answered, but he's right now 1 point behind. Arm shot. I don't know if that counted, if that was a gauntlet, but it was close to the arm as I saw. Good shot to the head. Oh, Peter's gaining ground there. Probably a few points in the head. Oh, he got stuck. Swedish got stuck and he lost a few points on that one. Arm, head. Peter got beautiful arm attack. The Swedish really have to close his elbow close to him, otherwise he keeps getting hit right there. Now we're starting a new fight in list number 1 between Denmark and Belgium. Belgium being Gauthier, that will be fighting. Gauthier American, really good swordsman, a bit on the light side. So in list number 1, it's really the Danish is really moving forward on his smaller opponent there. Lighter, I should say, not smaller because he's about the same height, but he's a lot lighter. Nice attacks and riposte. Oh, close to body, sword's eye, and exactly that. He's using his superior strength, his superior mass to manhandle, but Gauthier is not an easy guy to manhandle. They're stuck in a fence, stop and a break. There we go again. Nice attack, really getting close to. Nice shot to the leg by Gauthier. Danish, I don't think expected Gauthier to be willing to play physically, but Gauthier always likes to play physically, which is surprising for a guy his size. Got attack to the leg, but entered at the head. And a first round. And then we have Austria versus Scotland in list number 2 starting. Beautiful attack. Scotland really aggressive. I think it's Joe Patterson fighting in that category. I'm not sure. I don't want to say anything stupid, but it looks like him. And slide attack, trying for the leg, dodge. Austrian is really agile. Scotland is really leaning forward, so he's offering himself for shots, but he's going so physically. Oh, and missed! 2 shots behind the head. The Austrian didn't let him go. Arms up, attacking, defense. Beautiful, fun fight there. We have 2 fun fight in 1 and 2, and Scotland really wailing away. I'd say I give the advantage on Austria so far in this round, but Scotland is no slouch, just really fighting. He's really giving him a fight. Pretty much on this attack, everything got blocked. Now we're back with the Denmark and Belgium in list number 1. While we finished round 2 in list number 2. Studying each other because that was a pretty tight first round. Oh, little shot to the leg. Don't know if the referee's going to call that. It's going to count that because it was really light. Nice shot at the head. They're light shots. I don't know if the marshal's going to count that. The judges wants to see clear hits. Were they hard enough to be clear hits? Hard to tell, especially from the distance side. There you go. Nice. Again, playing the wrestling game, Gauthier is, and he's actually doing well, getting points in the leg as he's doing that. He's getting really strong shots there because you can really spin the sword over your head while you're that close and under the opponent's sword to get into the leg because there's no way he can block them. So attacking low, blocking high there. nice series of attack. After 3 attacks at low, he decided to attack high, really confusing his opponent. Exchange a shot. I know Gautier hates when people do that, repeated shots to the leg. He must be getting mad. And a round 2. That was a beautiful round, really tactical there. In the ladies list, we got Anna Gulyas at list number 4 versus Dana from New Zealand. So it's the first presence for Hungary with Anna Gulyas fighting there. I really want to see that fight. I'd say Dana is really going for the chop down. While Anna wanted to go for technique. Oh, that's just whacking at each other in that list. No, very. The problem you see there is they're a bit inexperienced fighters, especially. But defense is good. Oh, that's really hard to judge. I don't know who's hitting who here. Oh, in list number 1, we have the end of the fight. Who's the winner of that one between Denmark and Belgium? Because that was a tight. They were hard to count, at least from my position. So, who won this? In list number 1, we have a winner, apparently. It's taking for long. So Gautier, Belgium wins against Denmark in a beautiful fight there. That was fun to watch. All right, in list number 2, we have the Austrian and the Scottish still going crazy at each other. In list number 4, we still have Anna Gulyas versus New Zealander Dana. It's a lot of A in that sentence. I'm surprised by the improvement Dana got in this fight in the last few years. I mean, she's fighting a lot better than she was. And Anna's the first time I see her. And yeah, they're going to be, I wouldn't say they were the most fanciest fighter, but they're really going at each other, which is fun to watch. Oh, in list number 1, we have Luxembourg walking in. So Mish Mullen walking in versus Wales, which I don't know the name of the fighters. Sorry, guys. I wish I know the name of every fighter. We're quite a few here. So Canada won by default against Argentina that didn't show up. There seemed to be a third round between Anna and Dana in list number 4. List number 1, we start. We have Luxembourg versus Wales in list number 1. Wales putting the pressure forward, trying to get pummels and try to take down, but getting a lot of hits in the leg. I'm actually impressed. Mish is really moving well in this end, which personally, if I was in there, I would actually swear at myself because I'm not good at lifting my feet up. So, good work there. Austria won against Scotland in list number 2. Oh, Anna fell in list number 4 versus Dina. Anna seems to be having a lot of fun there against Dina. In list number 4. In list number 1, we still got going Wales versus Luxembourg. Let me tell you folks, trying to commentate 4 fights at once is a challenge by itself. So you can see the wear and tear on those 2 ladies attacking each other, getting really tired. So the Hungarian doing a great job blocking. Oh, getting a shot in. Only 10 seconds in that round in list number 4. So do we have a winner in any list there? So apparently in list number 3, Australia didn't show up. In list number 1, we got France versus Ukraine. And list number 2, sorry, France versus Ukraine. That's going to be an interesting one. The local boy is a French fighter from La Salle d'Armes. The French fighter is quite an aggressive one, but I wonder how the Ukraine is going to be. I believe it's the same fighter that was fighting longsword in Denmark, and the guy was a beast. Oh, I missed teaching a clinic in list number 1 against the Welsh. Just got a 1-2-3 right to the head there. So list number 4, they will still be going for another round, it seems. Oh, and the French and the Ukraine are going at it hard. Like I said, they're going to be too aggressive, dude. We have some grappling going on. Stop fight by Henry. Trying to punch each other's face. That's a football match in list number 2. American football, that is. But that's a really rough fight. Shoulder blast. Everything. They're stuck together. They're being separated. I would say right there that the Ukrainian and French are not going for the best technique. They're just going to kill each other right there. Very little defense. Just bashing at each other's leg. Bashing at each other's head. It's a really violent fight there. And this number 4, we have New Zealand versus Hungary still going. It's a very tight fight. Those hits don't have enough force, so most of the time are glanced, so they don't count for points much. And a round for the time on list number 4. I wish for them that they choose a winner, because it's going to be a long day otherwise. I think we're at the 4th round at this point. All right, and we have Canada versus Spain in list number 3 that will start right now. We have the guy from Canada that got a good punch in the head yesterday fighting the Spanish, pushing him in the corner, grappling him, but taking pummels. Oh, that was a fun little push in the corner there with pummels and hits. Okay, the poor girls are going for another round. I pity them. At this point, it must be so tiresome, so hot out there in the sun. Ukraine versus France still going on, really hard and strong, really beating on each other like crazy. A lot of pressure being put by both of them. Right now I'm giving the edge to the French, as surprising as it sounds. But it's still early in the pool stage. It's hard to describe what we see. It's more push and hit in the leg, come back up to the head. It's really not a pretty fight at this point. But it's efficient, you know. Sometimes it's not important to be pretty, it's to make it efficient. List number 4, it's still Hungary versus New Zealand. Really beating on each other there. And list number 1, we have Estonia versus Belgium. So it's 2 guys in black, it's getting confusing. On list number 1, 2, and 3, we want to break. List number 4, New Zealand versus Hungary. I hope it's their last fight. The poor girls can barely swing their sword anymore. It's attack and block, attack and a block, attack and block. A lot of eye attacks, easy to see coming, which is often what happens with longsword. They're easy when you get tired. You don't have much shot left in you. You try to do quite straight line on top. Nice shot, exchange again. Pretty even. tough fight. I don't know how many rounds they did, but at this point, I think the one that it's going to be a dehydration game. Canada versus Spain going on. So we're stuck in a corner there. Wrestling. Split. Referee split. Oh, we have a winner between France and Ukraine. France won in 3 rounds. That was a surprise. And we can hear the Moj West and the South Dam guys are training really hard. They're getting really decent. That's a weird flat shot where if we see list number 3, Canada's trying a really weird technique where it goes over his own back to hit, but it's always landing flat and with not enough force, I believe, to make a point. And we're wrestling. Marshalls breaks that wrestling. Oh, in list number 4, we finally have a winner. A female longsword. Between Hungary and New Zealand. Hungary! Her first fight at the IMCF is a winning one. Congratulations to Anna from Hungary. In list number 1, we have Gauthier versus Estonia. Man, that Estonian guy is as wide as he's tall. And he's fighting really lean and small Gauthier, who's going nuts at his head. Very polite Gauthier with a hug and a fist bump there. For another round. It's going to be USA versus Scotland in list number 2. Canada versus Spain seems to be an helmet off, I believe, or we have a winner. Spain versus Canada. Who's going to be the winner? Spain. Spain won this fight. Oh, and we have the current world champion, Lara, who's going to be fighting England in list number 4. That's Sparkle. Lara Sparkle Servial is going to make her first fight of the day. That's going to be very interesting. Lara for a swing and a miss, really wide. Checking the footing. Again, that send will limitate footwork. Oh, nice shot. And you can see a really strange element in the English girl, but it's really historical, that point face with all the holes. There's a few exemplary remaining of that element. I believe that's quite a fun competition element because you see well, surprisingly, in there. And you have the max protection of face paint. Oh, and big shots. Lara finding angles under the girl's sword, pushing. The level of fitness Lara is impressive. So fighting her means you cannot have a long duty fight. You need to smash her early because in the late fight, in the late round, she's still going strong while you're catching her back. Hits on the arm, 10 seconds in that round. In the center, we have Sweden versus New Zealand with Justin Harris. List number 2, we got US versus Scotland, and list number 1, Luxembourg versus Poland, which is going to be an exciting fight as well. Poland is really going strong. He's really agile, but this time compared to earlier with China, he's not putting on a clinic. He actually has to study his opponent because Mitch is not that easy to catch. Mitch using a really long-handled sword, usually generating a lot of lever and shorter distance, but at the same time reducing your distance of your blade. It's a hit and a miss. Beautiful shots. And list number 1, list number 2, US versus Scotland. It's going to be both really attacking, end of round. List number 1, we have, again, we're still carrying on with this round. It's a beautiful fight, this one, really technical. Nice movements on both sides. But I think, oh, the Polish here just slipped 2 shots right in without any answers from Luxembourg. I don't know why the fight is stopped. Nobody knows. Should have signaled to his guy to separate. And list number 4, we're back to the ladies, where Lara is going for round 2 against the English girl. A bit of hesitation there. Hesitation a bit. Trying to find your footing, trying to find your opponent. Lara attacking, finding always a hole. When a girl blocks up there, she doesn't come down soon enough. The English girl get always a hit in the arm. Also, her leg is dragging behind, probably due to the sun, and she capitalized on that and hit the leg. Lara finds every single target you left behind. You don't want to leave any piece of your body behind when you back up because she's going to hit it. In list number 3, we have Sweden versus New Zealand. And in list number 2, we have USA versus Scotland, still going strong. Those two guys just are wailing at each other right now from a distance. So back to list number 4 with Lara. Oh, and around. List number 2, really. It's really slow in list number 2 right now, studying each other, probably getting a bit tired with the sun. List number 3, New Zealand versus Sweden, same thing, studying each other, trying to find a hole, try to gain the advantage on this. And in list number 1, we have Mish versus Poland. We're swinging in a really technical way, trying to find each other's weakness. Oh, nice attack, nice push by the Polish, but answered by the Luxembourgian. He's following quite closely on his opponent. A Polish going at it, hitting left, right, and center to the head. Wow, beautiful hit. So, in list number 4, Lara versus England. Ireland won our first fight of the day. Probably not our last one. So still back to list number 1. Studying each other is the Luxembourgian and Polish. Both swinging and hitting. Stop fight. Those were beautiful rounds. I give the advantage to the Polish from my position, but I'm surprised how much the Luxembourgian is growing in his fight. He's getting a lot better. So New Zealand, Sweden in list number 3. I'd say there's very little footwork in that scene, but they're really going at each other. Quite entertaining. Now we're going in for the punches. You know, when you can't score, why not try to hit him? Why not try to hurt him? Oh, big hit to the head, big pommel. Pommel again. Oh, something happened. The Swedish dropped his sword and is on his knee. I think we have an injury. Wow. That looks like a TKO in list number 3. List number 1, they're still going. Poland versus Luxembourg in list number 1. That's awesome. I'm happy for them. They're both going crazy technically. Medic will be required in list number 3, and they're coming. Oh, there's a broken weapon in list number 1, so we're switching weapons. Back into it. Polish taking a really aggressive stance there. Both quite nice shot. Oh, the Polish got 2 shots in there. Usually, from what I saw, Mish gets a lot more points in the legs, while the Polish is quite high in combo. And usually, at one point at the other rounds, Mish managed to go low and attack the leg and gain extra points, keeping his score close to the Polish. In list number 2, we have Scotland and USA for a whack-a-mole fight there. And in list number 4, we have Anna back in it for Hungary and Scotland fighting there. That's good. The Scottish seems to be a bit gun-shy or shot a bit weak and doesn't use her reach that well, but she's trying to keep up with Anna, keeps hitting her head. Anna must be dead tired. She's already back in. So we have an injured. Swedish has retired injured, so it's going to be victory to New Zealand in that one. And list number 1, I don't know if we have a winner. We have a winner. And list number 1. Is it going to be Poland or is it going to be Luxembourg? And in list number 1, Poland. And a beautiful fight. That was a really beautiful technical fight. I can't tell what you guys see because we don't have monitors here. But I hope you saw that fight because it was gorgeous. There, list number 3. Injury that stops the fight from a legal move. So the guy basically lost the fight by TKO. Winner, New Zealand. All right, England just stepped in. It's one of the stands here that's walking in. With a big smile on his face. I don't think that guy can ever stop smiling. It's against his nature. Ladies are still fighting in list number 4. Anna going for the leg. The Scottish barely hitting, looking like she's dead tired. It's her first tournament, so we got to give her a chance. Actually, her first World Championship, we got to give her a chance. But she looked really tired. And her hits are not strong enough to make points at this time. She'll need to go a bit more crazy at it. And list number 2, we still got USA versus Scotland going strong. The whack-a-mole fest is there, still there. List number 4, it's the end of the round. List number 2, still Scotland versus USA. Broken helmet strap, so we'll have to fix it because his visor can open and we don't want anybody to be stabbed in the face. All right. On Hungary versus Scotland, who's going to win? In list number 4 for the ladies, Anna won from Hungary. She's getting a great first day. 2 wins in a row. Happy to see a new country leaving their marks already. Seem to have a bit of delays in list number 1 and 3.
Čempionato svijetu srednjoročnog boja IMCF. Nastupna eliminacija u grupovi
We're still going, they're still fixing the helmet. In list number 1, we have China versus Wales. China trying to wrestle Wales. He's trying to wrestle a guy twice this side, but he's actually not accomplishing too bad. Half sorting sadly doesn't count for points. Somebody should tell him that, because right now all he's doing is trying to hurt his opponent and he's not making any points. Even if he hits, you need to have both and on the handle. Back to a normal stance. He's really getting more aggressive after the lessons that he got from Poland earlier. Result. Argentina didn't show up, so Spain wins. So the 4 lists are quiet now. I don't know what happened in list number 1. Sorry, guys. At one point, everybody needs a 30-second break. So list number 4, we're starting with New Zealand versus Denmark. Denmark going strong at her. Those two girls faced each other, I believe, yesterday in pole arm. And it's still a war today. Dans la liste numéro 2, Sorry guys, I went in French. In list number 2, we have now Netherlands versus Ukraine. Ukraine attacking strong. Going at it. In list number 3 is going to be England versus Canada. The colonies and the motherland. And in list number 1, we have Denmark versus Estonia. In list number 4, the ladies fight. Denmark versus New Zealand. Sorry guys, sometimes I have to shut up and not say anything because we're experimenting a few little technical difficulties. We hope everything is good. Ah, here we go. I got you back. Okay. England and Canada going strong there. Really beating each other. Denmark and New Zealand just wailing at each other. Man, that sword took a beating on the Danish side, not Danish side, sorry, New Zealand side. I can see the notch in it from here. They're really going at each other. And right now, Ukraine versus actually Tij from Netherlands going strong. Very physical fight here. Tij is not a small man, so he's not getting impressed by the pushing. Creating distance, fighting. Really whacking at each other's leg right now in the Ukrainian versus Netherlands. And the two ladies just grappling at it and hitting each other. Oh, nice shot to the arm by the Danish. Nice shot. Just hitting at the same time. And end of round. In list number 2, the guy is still going strong. Ukrainian is not having his way the way he wanted with the Netherlands guy. I think he's still dominating, but the Netherlands guy doesn't give him that much space to work. Oh, here goes the leg attack, followed by a head attack. Really nice. We have a very exciting and heavy fight in list number 3 here between England and Canada. Really going at each other. Jacob seems to be the most stable fighter of the two. Oh, we got an injured, it seems. That list seen a lot of injuries today. Second one. Is it a fight ending injury? And in the list number 1, we got Denmark and Estonia going. Oh, no fist bump there. Estonia didn't see. I hope it didn't see it. It's not showing the love to his Danish partner. List number 2, we have a victory. Ukraine and Netherlands. Ukraine in 2 rounds. Ukraine get his first win today. List number 3, we're going back. Apparently, the English guy is quite okay now. Back into it. Big smile on his face. Pushing, oh, almost lost balance there for the Canadian. It's a grappling match here. Stopped by a referee, Jack. And list number 2, we will have the man beast. versus Austria. List number 3, it's still the action going. Canada pushing England to the corner now and just pummeling away. Oh, he's out of breath. And list number 4, ladies still going at it. Oh, nice shot to the body by the Canadian. Saw an opening and use it. And list number 3, nice attack. The English doesn't want to lose that fight. Back in the corner, push and a stop. The Canadian is getting frustrated or extremely tired, one of the two. And list number 1, we can still see the Danish and the Estonian going at it. I don't know how many rounds they fought so far, but they look tired. There we go. Fight still going on list number 1. Estonia versus Denmark. There you go, the man beast versus Austria right now. Austria showing superior speed, but actually Joshua managed to use his reach properly to get a few points in. Well, you can call Quebec and France, but sadly due to technical difficulties, I'm stuck in the tower today. So I won't be fighting sadly today, but I will take my vengeance for Sword and Shield tomorrow. So Denmark won against New Zealand. Sorry guys, I keep switching to French. Being tired. And we have an amazing fight there. Really, Canada, wow. Canada and England going at it. Really good, really nice fight with a bit of everything. You have grappling, you have pummels, you have punch, you have drama, you have everything in that fight. Still waiting on results there. And in list number 1, we will have Poland versus England for the ladies fight. List number 2, it's still Canada versus England. I think one of those guys will die with dehydration before the fight is over. Still attacking strong. Those guys in great shape. So Poland attacking strong. Poland attacking strong in list number 4. England not having much of it, blocking and counter-attacking. List number 3, it's still going strong. Still, oh my God, the English fighter looks tired. Beyond tired, he's extenuated. And we're still that crazy, fast Austrian fighting the Bermudan giant there. And beautiful fight, actually. It seems like poor Josh is having problem fighting, using his distance. I gotta say, this Austrian guy is really fast. the case of Canada, he's with the medic right now. I would see dehydration. And that gentleman had a good hit to the head yesterday, so I hope he's okay. List number 4 and list number 3 and list number 2 roll on break. Number 1, victory to Poland. Fighter for Wales had an issue, a technical problem, so he couldn't fight in. We have a winner between Austria, between Josh and Austria wins, not surprisingly. That guy jumps everywhere. He's quite efficient. List number 4, we got Polska versus Poland versus England. I keep saying Polska because I got his favorite supporter right under me screaming Polska. The ladies are fighting. Oh man, the battle between England and Canada is not over yet. And they're really attacking each other there. Oh, big pummel. Takedown. Oh, the English really good takedown on Canada there. Hip toss. I think the Canadian is... Oh boy. Okay. He's not getting up too well. I would... And Canadian signal, he's out. He can't take it anymore. Remove the helmet. He's quitting. No, he's back in. And the fight starts again. They did Victor Gar from England. Still going strong. What a Canadian suffers now from tiredness. Still going. The English really whacking at the leg, but getting pushed to the fence. Big pummel behind the head. Still legal. The guy was not bending far enough to be illegal. Poland and England, we got a winner in list number 4, and the winner is Poland. That was a beautiful fight there. Hope you guys seen it. List number 3, the war of attrition still carry on. In list number 1, we'll have Luxembourg versus China, which is going to be a fun little fight. I think Luxembourg can also teach a few lessons to the Chinese. And the China versus Luxembourg going on. Grappling in the corner. Chinese trying to use everything he's got to keep the fight going.
Які були результат цього бою.
Boats made from leaves, sacrifice, wrapped in straw when I was a kid. The world was in a bottle, 'cause my
Canada's on his knees in his corner trying to catch his breath.
friends, I've got civilizations living amongst the trees, whole families living inside of my own sleep. In these stitches that I wore so thin.
Oh, we start a new group with Sweden and Moldova. 5 minutes. Sweden and Moldova. Victory to Canada in list number 3 for that long, long war.
І сподіваюсь, для вас, наші шановні гості, після цих боїв 11 дуже на вас чекають групи монстрові бої на південній кадеті. Фінали виявлення відомих серед чоловіків.
List number 1, still China versus Luxembourg going at it. Luxembourg looks tired. China is going for those off-swords technique. They don't score points. That's the problem. Yes, you can do whatever you want to the guy. You can try to hurt him, but you're not scoring points.
На чемпіонаті світу середньовічного бою.
There goes something you don't see often. Luxembourg versus China. A lot of grappling. There was a beautiful, actually a bind there, completely to the side. China's using a very special style, but the thing is that it doesn't score points. I wish they could hear me right now, because maybe they changed tactics. But they don't, because I'm on the internet and they're on the list and not exactly with their phone in hands. And anyway, in this place, to be fair, we don't have much reception.
Бачимо зараз початок поєдинку між представником Ірландії та Нової Зеландії.
USA and Austria, please report to list number 2. USA and Austria, please report to list number 2. And we have result in list number 1. Luxembourg versus China. Luxembourg. Female category.
I never thought that I would see you again with your crooked smile and those perks I resent. But it seems like things are changing right before my eyes. You said you'd always love me, but we both know you lied. And I gave a shit, and you still packed all your stuff. And I gave you the world, but enough is enough. Now I know these are different. I know that you're different. Just know that I let go the next time you hear this. I never thought
And list number one will be Moldova and Sweden. Oh, that's a new pool. Can't wait to. Well, since I've been proudly disqualified twice now, I don't know why they still kept calling me. Eventually they'll understand. People, we have a lot of people here. Let's say big hi. Can I see everybody? All right.
And I know that next year I'll move on from this run. I'll let time do its work and I'll patch up this cut. And I know that next year I'll move on from this run. I'll let time do its work and I'll patch up this cut.
So female, Scotland versus New Zealand in list number 4. And we're getting for New Zealand versus Ireland in list number 3. In list number 2, it's going to be USA versus Austria. And list number 1 would be me, but I'm not there. So, I don't know what they're fighting. Okay, sorry, it's Sweden versus Moldova. It's female fighters for Ukraine versus Quebec. That's a change. Ireland really showing a clinic of speed and movement to New Zealand, as he's a lot faster than the other guy.
You should have never left or walked away. I guess it's true,
Austria, USA going at it. I can't see really much because it's hidden by the Austrian flag from our angle.
my heart you chose to break.
In list number 4, it is New Zealand versus Scotland. Seems to be helmets off, it seems. Already.
This is the last time that I'll say goodbye.
So we have a winner in list number 4.
I'll ever see you cry. But this wicked land in these haunted skies. 'Cause we both know that I hate to say
The winner, Scotland.
I guess it's good now you've gotten your own way. You know it's true, I could never make you stay.
England and USA to list number 4, female category.
Twist around your life.
And Hungary and Denmark will be in list number 4.
This is the last time that I'll say goodbye.
List number 3, Ireland versus New Zealand. And I bet it's Ireland.
You cry. But this wicked land in these haunted
Ireland, without much of a surprise to be honest. Peter is a machine. He's actually called the machine.
to say goodbye.
List number 2, USA versus Austria. This time, the tactic of USA to just go whack crazy going forward on the guy really seems to pay. It seems like Austria's movement have been cut off by this tactic pretty well, actually. I don't know if he managed to score as much as the opponent, but it's really creating a lot of trouble. It doesn't seem to be able to get away from it.
This is the last time that I'll say goodbye. This is the last time that I'll ever see you cry. But this wicked land in these haunted skies. Because we both know that I hate to say goodbye.
Oh, Moldova versus Sweden has started. Sorry, I missed that. It's really hard for us to see from here. We're really far from that list. Oh, Sweden doing a good job here of blocking and counter-attacking in the leg. That's beautiful angles. And USA and Austria going strong. Oh, this time it seems like Austria found his way. Sweden doing a good job there too against Moldova. I would have expected a more one-sided fight, but no, Sweden's doing good. So England won because the US fighter didn't show up. England won that one. It's number 4, Hungary and Denmark. So Anna versus Diana. And thank you, Satine, for informing me of the name of this lady fighter. Everything is stopped. Okay, Marshals, can we time them so we can comment only one at a time? Yeah, that would be dreaming, eh? That's number 2 between US and Austria. Austria continuing the complete domination of his pool, I believe.
Between Scotland and Bermuda, please prepare yourself.
Moldova and Sweden, and then we have France and Netherlands.
It's number 2, Netherlands versus France.
Netherlands versus France and Moldova versus Sweden going on right now. I love the Sweden fighting and the Moldovan. They're fun to watch, really technical. I'd say the shots of the Moldovan are a lot shorter, but the defense of the Swedish is surprisingly good. And he's fast. Well, French is really teaching a clinic there on the Netherlands guy. Really nice short angle, hitting that helmet, well positioned. Arm again. The guard of the defense of the Netherlands guy is a bit weak. And he's paying the effect of that. He seems to be a guy from here, and it's the first time I see him fight really. He seems to be a guy that loves to move on his feet, but this sand is really slowing him down. You can see from his footwork, he's all over the place. He's trying to create distance, but he can't, but he's always slowed down by the sand. Oh, Hungary versus Denmark. So Diana versus Anna. Anna is on her feet. Oh, hit to the ground. That's an illegal shot. That's a yellow card normally. That was a yellow card, but nobody gave it. Push and a pummel. Grappling here, really good, solid. Throwing her against the floor, but falling as well. That's the risk of that. It doesn't count as a takedown if you go with her. So you boot, get a point.
Female fighters, Canada and Estonia. Female fighters, Canada and Estonia. In a couple of minutes, we'll be fighting in number
Danish is on the floor. Oh, that fall was a bad fall. She's still on the floor. I hope Diana's all right. Never like to see fighter hurt or injured. I gotta say, Diana, the Danish fighter, has been doing long fights today, so she must be dead tired. That fall must have taken a lot of energy off her. So the French, a guy from this side down versus Netherlands, still going strong. And on the other side, damn, they're still going. The Swedish and the Moldovan. The Swedish guy is really impressing me because the Moldova guy is no slouch. He's a really good fighter. Man, the level now that longsword has been evolving in the last few years is insane. Less and less of those just cardio moments where people just whack each other's leg until one just gets too tired, and more finesse and technique, and very different technique from one fighter to another. It's so much fun to watch. Also, the power of the hits are so much more than a couple of years ago. And now exactly what I was saying, the Netherlands guy is going for the leg bash, but can't answer to the couple of attacks upstairs. Still going. So they're checking the Danish lady fighter in the corner. I don't know if she can continue. It seems so. Seems like she's keep going. And Sweden and Moldova back at it. France versus Netherlands. We have a result. And the winner is France. France cleaned out his pool. Defeated literally everybody. Hungary versus Denmark. Hungary going strong at it. It is, I won't say it, but it's hitting each other back and forth. It's actually a fun fight to watch. Really not technical at this point. Both are extremely tired. Analyst 1, that technical fight still going. Oh, that's the ladies. Did I just notice it's a ladies fight? So that's this grid. That's why. She has amazing defense. She's a really strong girl. The Moldova girl is also amazingly good. So that's wow. I'm really happy to see that fight. Wish I'd noticed earlier. I'm sorry, guys. By the way, I gotta say, the timing of the fight really sucks right now. Everybody stops at the same time, and everybody starts at the same time. This is out of everybody's control. It goes with the timing, injury, and everything. It's not something we can control, sadly. Or if we did, this competition would last 2 weeks. Scotland by technical victory. Bermuda by technical victory. Canada and Estonia for list number 3. That's a ladies fight.
називати технічна перемога, оскільки супротивник може бути не ніколи не ставити якихось порушень. Так буває, іноді холодний вітер, сильно отримав травми, іноді вирішені знімати за змагання, знімати за дискримінацію.
List number 3, Canada versus Estonia, female category.
List number 3 about to start. Canada versus Estonia. List number 1, Hungary versus Denmark. Still going strong. Anna versus Diana. Still going strong. Still whacking each other. Nice shot. So, list number 1, we have ladies fight, Quebec versus Ukraine. So it's going to be Chloe. Was silver in polearm yesterday, doing her debut in longsword at the World Championship. Position that was earlier occupied by Benedict. That sadly couldn't be with us this year.
Has already finished their fights.
As most of the men's have already finished their fight, we're getting into the female categories. The amount of fight we already seen today is insane, and we got more going. The Canadian versus the Estonian.
Середньовічного бою IMCF.
So list number 4, female fighter, Denmark versus Hungary. And list number 3, we have Estonia versus Canada. And in list number 1,
Hungary versus Denmark started. And in list number 1, Quebec versus Ukraine. Man, that's a long fight between Hungary and Denmark. I pity those two poor girls. So Estonia and Canada is a go. We're still going strong in list number 4. And list number 1 is a start. Longsword category female in 3 list going strong. That's a lot of female, a lot of ladies fighter coming in. And in list number 3, it's just a whack-mo fest. List number 1, we already see a very different fight than we see in list number 3. Very technical and quick. Lots of footwork from the Ukrainian and the Quebec fighter. Both of them going at it. That's an advantage to the Ukrainian. But a Quebec fighter is showing a lot of footwork and a lot of movements. List number 2, list number 3, same thing. Canada and Estonia, more tactical fight. Less speed. Maybe a bit more. Elbows are really high in that Canadian. That makes nice target for vertical shots. Quebec here fighting Ukraine. Ukraine having a lot more speed there. But still defending strong for Chloe. Lots of low hits from Ukraine. Using her size to advantage because she's quite small. Wrestling there. Marshall separates them. That's a bit too much wrestling for his liking. Estonia versus Quebec. Oh, we finally have a decision in the Denmark versus Hungary fight. Man, those girls are going to be dead. Quebec versus Ukraine there. And the list number 4, the winner is, after so many fights, Denmark. But that was a long, long fight. Ends up to both girls. They're amazing. Diana and Anna. Like I said, first presence for Hungary, and it's quite a strong one. I'm really happy to see that. We have Estonia versus Canada in list number 3. Getting a bit shy with her hit. Estonian girl is so small. She moves so well. Really nice footwork on the Estonian and Canadian, actually. And in list number 1, we have Chloe from Quebec versus the Ukrainian fighter, just going wild at each other. The speed of those two girls is something else. I have a feeling we'll see one of those two in the semifinals or finals. I'd say the advantage to Ukrainian, she found a spot where she can actually block Chloe's arm up and then hit the legs. In list number 2, again, Estonia and Canada, quite well-matched fighters there. And similar styles, taking their time, eye guard, really studying the situation. And list number 1, we're still going with speed and everything. We seem to have armor malfunction on the Ukrainian side, going for that 1 minute to fix, which will give a breather to actually Chloe, who doesn't have anything to fix. Today, sadly, I couldn't be in her corner because I'm there talking to you pretty much all day. I hope you like my voice. If not, it's going to be a long, bloody day. There's Gauthier from Belgium, good friend of ours and a very good swordsman, so I'm happy he's there. And Jamie Hidalgo from Austria, good friend of ours that we had a chance to have on our side in Japan. Good hit behind the head. Chloe going strong. Oh, now she learned. She doesn't want to be hit in that leg. And list number 1. Oh, good fight. Poland versus Ireland. Lara fighting there. It's going to be another fight. You can see the level difference between fighters. And especially at the speed level. You'd see Lara, you see the Polish girl, you see the Ukrainian girl, you see the Quebec girl. The speed level, especially in speed, is quite different than a lot of the other girls fighting. Doesn't mean the other girls are not as good. I mean that they are just lower. The speed of those 4 girls is something else. So we're still waiting in list number 1. Estonia versus Canada. I can see the Canadian now close her elbow to herself. I think a few hits must have taught her not to lift your elbow that high. She's still opening the elbow. She's lucky the Estonian fighter doesn't see or doesn't seem to be able to capitalize on that opening. And in list number 4, the girls are taking a sweet little break because they really went at it like crazy. At that speed, I got to imagine the level of fitness because, guys, we're breathing through a grill here, which means the CO2 you're breathing out is stay mostly trapped in there, which doesn't choke you really, but will give you the impression of choking, make you panic. So that's why sometimes a lot of people would prefer an opening helmet like this 2-girl like lap visor model, because you can open it between rounds and get some fresh air and remove the CO2 from the helmet. And the girl is still going strong, but you can see that more than 2 rounds at the style of Chloe and the Ukrainian girl are starting to wear out. Chloe's using the list to not be pushed around and try to block the shots to the leg and get her shots in. Attempt of a pummel, didn't work. Oh, Poland and Ireland going strong back in list number 4. Hits 2 hits to the head. The defense of Lara seems to be superior to the one of the Polish, but the Polish girl gets her points in as well. Beautiful technique there by the Polish girl, but amazing defense by Lara. That's really hard to judge. They're the closest I can judge the best, but they're hard to judge. In list number 1, we're still going with Chloe and and the Ukrainian girl got 10 gold armor right now at the break. So we have 10 seconds left on this second round with Lara and the Polish girl. Sorry, I don't know the name of the Polish girl. If anybody has the name of that amazing fighter, please send it to us. We'll be happy to use it. List number 3, Estonia versus Canada. And I got again to thank Satine. She's my informant on the outside of this place. Is Margot from Poland fighting. And Canada versus Estonia. Canada. And list number 2. And list number 1, we didn't see the result because we're concentrating. I think the winner was victory goes to Quebec. And list number 1. Wow. Defeating the Ukrainian in the first fight. That's amazing. Oh, I think the final this afternoon are going to be insane. Lara wins her second fight against Poland. That was a beautiful fight. Technically, that was wow. So far, I think that was my favorite technical fight of the day. And my favorite fight by far watching from here was actually Poland versus Ireland. I'd say, as a very biased observer, my second one would be Chloe winning against Ukraine. Quebec winning against Ukraine, but that's biased, so I'm not going to say it. I thought I already said it. Anyway. Finland versus Mexico in list number 3. Sweden versus Estonia will be after that in list number 3. After this category, we'll have a short break while they undo the list. And we'll be moving to 10 versus 10. And there we have it. Mexico versus Finland. Mexican girl really steady on her feet, really attacking. I wouldn't say she has much footwork, but damn, she's good with that blade. Finnish girl with a really guard close to herself, forcing her to swing a bit wildly to get there, but still managed to get her score in. The technique of the Mexican girl is flawless. Gets in there, gets her point. And her defense is good, blocking, attacking, and she finds every hole. God, that girl's good. Never seen her fight really in longsword before here at the IMCF, but she's really impressive.
This is the 5, list number 3, for female category.
So still with Mexico versus Finland, and number 3, still waiting for more fights to start. Tomorrow also and Sunday we will have in another list our IMCF Junior tournament for junior fighters from 7 to 17 and 5 versus 5 with soft kits. But for now, Mexico versus Finland, Mexico really going at it, finding holes left, right, and center. Mexican attacking, body shot, leg shot. The finish, going for desperate measure, body to body, trying to get pummels. They'll try to wrestle, but Mexican still hitting those legs, not giving her a chance. You want to take me down? I'm going to take points off you. And that's exactly what she's doing. Oh my God, this is a total domination, that one. Pummels, hits, whatsoever. The poor Finnish girl is pinned against the fence and not going anywhere. Stop fight. They're going to split them. I don't think I want to wrestle that girl. I wouldn't want to wrestle her if I was a Finnish girl. 'Cause, wow. Times to your corner. Was total domination by the Mexican. We're having a little break, and it seems like I'd say the Mexican has the upper hand in this fight. Big time.
Чекаємо зараз на розгляд суддів. На цьому поєдинку.
So we're still waiting for the end of that break and for more fights. They're slowly dismantling. Eventually, I'll choose one of the two of my two languages that I know. They're dismantling right now list number 1 to create the big list for 10 versus 10. Like I said yesterday, the big list for 10 versus 10 is 22 by 30 meters. 22 by 30 meters, so they got to build it to specification as they go. 10 versus 10 will be are really exciting, I believe, because they're that number between the speed of the 5 versus 5 and still those mass attack that you'll see in high numbers. And we're back. Mexico versus Finland. Now Finland wants to invade the place. Started real dead in the center, making sure this is her list. Oh, good attack. She's going on the attack this time. And that technique seems to pay right now. Oh, Finland really pinning Mexico to the fence. It's getting braked. And they go again. Back to wrestling. Mexican girls seem to be feeling the heat and the tiredness. They're going at it. Hit to the head. Beautiful hit to the head. Hit to the leg. Wow, beautiful hit to the leg again. Punch to the face. That doesn't count. What only counts is pummel shots and blade shots with the blade, with the blade itself, not the flat, but the edge of the blade. And you need to be powerful enough to score a point in the eye of the job, that you really hit clearly, you had clear contact. Stop fight. End of round. Beautiful work by those two. The Finnish fighter catch her breath in that one. Decide to impose herself, and it really worked. It seemed to have worked. Let's see if we have a winner. We're still waiting. They're also taking apart list number 2 right now, I believe, to make defense on the other side. There we go again for round number, I don't know. I love the fact that the Finnish fighter managed to come back from the other round that she clearly lost to get a clear win on this one. Or at least what I think is a clear win. Here we go again. The Finnish fighter imposing herself. Nice hit to the head. Oh, you can see the Mexican now is wailing away more than hitting properly. Getting pushed to the fence. Pummel. I'd say the first pummel probably count, not a rest. Pushing. Oh, that was a nice pummel. But do they have enough strength behind? Stop fight. That clinch has lasted long enough. Swords in the air, waiting, trying to find a position. This is a very, very common position to be stuck with your arm in the air. And if there's quite a few depiction of medieval fighting where the arms are exactly stuck like that, and different technique that exists to get out or damage or kill your opponent from there. Of course, we are not killing; those swords are blunt, but a lot of techniques are available from there. They're just not easy to apply. That's another beautiful round. I think that one is to the finish as well. The finishers are applauding, and I believe they are right. I think they won that one. Round 1, we will have the 10 versus 10. Folks, you really don't want to miss that. And a winner in 4 long, gruesome round between Finland. Beautiful work by those two ladies. And I believe that's a comeback from Finland, as she was not winning at first. Oh, next fight after Sweden versus, we'll have Quebec versus Mexico. Estonia versus Sweden next. And after that, we'll have Quebec versus Mexico. Oh, I feel for that poor Mexican girl. The Estonian girl and the Swedish girl. Sigrid is a really good fighter. Silver medalist, I believe, last year. She's a really strong fighter. She's physically strong, fit, and fast. Here they go in. There you go. Sigrid working her way in. Really beating on the Estonian. I told you, that girl's strong. You do not want to play close to her. I've seen strong fighters being pushed to the side, and she's just pummeling her. Oh my God. Ouch, that must hurt. Those pummels to the shoulder and the head are Estonian found a hole in the leg because while she's pummeling, she cannot block. So few shots of leg, but not enough to recuperate all the points she must have lost. Those pummels were strong. Usually pummels maybe one or two will count. This one will have probably a few points in it. Now taking their time. Sigrid's confident. She has that first round already, unless the Estonian really needs to attack. So she can relax now. She can take a breath, stop fight, and she knew exactly what she was doing. Attack strong, gets the point in, impress the other girl, take your time and catch your breath. Now our break is not 1 minute, it's 2-3 minutes. Sorry, not 2-3 minutes, that's a minute and a half. I'm exaggerating here. You can see how hard she's breathing from here, because that's really tiresome. Really hard to attack like that. But she did very well, securing the win of the first round in the first 10 seconds. Really, 10 to 30 seconds. The Estonian girl is looking right there. I'd say her helmet is protecting us from seeing her surprise look like, what the heck am I going to do now? I'd say one thing that surprised me is the power of those pommel. Sigrid generated more power in those pommel shots than most guys do. And I mean, most guys in this sport are over 85, 90 kilo. So that's a lot of power. It's really hard to score, like I said before, with those pommels, because being that close, you don't have much distance, much traveling to create a powerful hit or a proper contact. But she managed a lot of them in this one. So let's see what's round two gonna be like. Will Estonia bounce back, or will it be again domination by the Swedish? Here we go again. Fight starts. Swedish a bit more gun shy to start. Attacking, hitting the head. Oh, this one's more give and take. Pummel again. Pummel. Estonian got enough of those pummel. But she's bent quite low, so she's got to be careful not to hit while the other guy's down. Hit, nice hit to the head. I say advantage is this grid, but not by much this time. Not as clearly as the first round. But now it's more clear as her hits to the head have been quite efficient there. Estonia again sitting backward. All her weight is on her back leg, making her usually more mobile, but I think in this end would trick you a bit from what I saw. I know that it is a problem. It's really... it's a question send and prevents you from moving. For God's sake, Sigrid finds little angles to get her shot in and score points that are really, you think you're blocking, and suddenly bang, it's in, bang, it's in. Again. Yeah, I think that was a 2-round win. Let's be honest here. I think they're not in the same class, sadly. The Estonian fighter we saw earlier, she fought very well, but the Swedish fighter is in complete different category here. Quebec and Mexico lists. which means we more than likely have a winner. We're waiting for results. Results are being calculated. So it's helmets off. We have a winner. I think that's pretty clear and simple. Sweden, Estonia, who won this one? Sweden. Not exactly a surprise. I swear this is going to be one crazy semifinal, quarterfinal later on, and final. I'm saying the top girls right now are extremely exciting to watch. And the fight right after that we'll see is Moldova versus Canada. It's the first time that Chloe is fighting in the World Championship for longsword, but she brings a lot of experience in IMCF as multi-world champion, as much in boat as in polearms. But the Mexican girl was quite impressive before, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen there, because she has a very physical style. And Chloe, I seem to have been going more for speed than actual physical playing on the last fight. The Quebec fighter, the Quebecian, like we say here, versus the Mexican fighter. That's going to be a fun fight to watch. And I'm always nervous when I watch those fights being here instead of in the corner. And here we go. Fight starts again. Oh, Mexico going for physical stuff, hitting the leg by Chloe, but she's a point late from my calculation here, but I might be completely wrong. Again, the Mexican playing physically, but you're still fighting against a world champion of Bohet, so playing physically, it's maybe not the best of idea, because I know Chloe can hold her own. I think the Mexican has a bit of an advantage. Oh, series of it to the leg, don't know if they count, but still series of it to the leg. Hits again. Oh, nice shot to the elbow after a nice little shot to the leg. I believe the shot to the leg was a bit weak, but a shot to the elbow was a clear shot. Stop the clinch. And at the fight, and at first round. Playing physically that long for a 1 minute round in this sand will be demanding at best. L, more realistic. All right, we're going back for round two. That was a very tight round for my calculation. Maybe a bit of an advantage to the Mexican, maybe. Because the hits to the leg are hard for me to evaluate if they did any damage, if they count, or whatsoever. There we go for round two. The touch sword. Jack gives the signal. Fight starts. Oh, Mexican with an early point. Nice pummel to the head. Wrestling her to the fence. Nice shot to the leg. Shot to the leg. Those counted. That counted. Break. Back into it. I can see how many Mexicans are. Gotta remember, she went through war earlier with the Estonian girl, so she must be dead tired. She's barely just off that fight. Oh, a miss on there. Tired. They're both really tired. Chloe fought like hell yesterday, and this son is starting to beat down hard. Inside those helmet, you're just inside a slow cooker. Remember, it's not just the helmet, people. It's the padding that's under all this. The metal's not resting on your skin. It's resting on a thick padding to prevent the hits of breaking bones. And it's really hot. It's wearing two winter jackets on top of each other. Oh, nice hit to the leg. Another hit to the leg. Probably not strong enough on that one. And a round two. Do we have a decision? That's the question. Or will we go to round three? That wrestling on the fence is also very, very demanding on her side. Oh, shoulder break there. Helmets off. We have a winner in 2 rounds. And the results is Quebec. Second fight in a row in 2 rounds, a long sword. Wow. Very good work by Chloe there. Second fight in a row. Win in 2 rounds. One against Ukraine, formidable opponent, and one against Mexico, who's surprisingly strong as well. So amazing job. That's Moldova versus Canada. Getting ready. Judges ready. Secretary ready. Fighters ready. Round 1 and fight.
But I can't breathe. I can see my own home, but I can't sleep. So like you, I'm here alone in fear.
Moldova, up and down, up, block. Hit to the head, hit to the leg. Nice hit to the head again. Head, shoulder, head, leg. And a first round, and I gave as an easy win to Moldova. Canada couldn't find the reach, and Moldova used her distance really well, staying out of danger and just giving those good strikes, clear strikes that said this fight is mine. Here we go. Canada versus Moldova. Oh, Canadian in for an early hit. Moldova wants her points back, and she get it right there. There, and there. Canadian probably made another point, but that's about it. A lot of wrist shots, so they don't count. Anything 2 inches above that, 2 inch above that, 2 centimeters above that, is the wrists. Not ever. Anyway, yeah, the 2 inches or the 2 centimeters just behind the hand is the wrist. After that, it's the forearm. Really hard to calculate with gauntlets sometimes. Nice hit to the head by the Moldova girl. Nice shot to the head. She is just a sniper. She left a hole open. Boom. The sword gets right in. Long distance and perfectly timed strike. Nice shot to the head, but after the time. To the head, to the hip. Sorry, guys. When you speak all day like this, you tend to get a bit confused after a while. Each in a corner. If I was in the corner at that point, my advice to the Canadian would have been to go more at it, get close, score a point to the leg, get under that sword. Make sure that when you're close, the points, the other one has to move her feet to hit you properly, because like the last end of the sword, a lot of time doesn't have enough strength to actually score points. But we're not going to go into third round. We're going to stay in the second round. I think we have a victory by Moldova, but let's hear the final decision. And Moldova won that one. Easy 2 rounds. Finland and Ukraine. Next fight, Sweden, Canada. And I believe after that will be Quebec versus Finland. And I think that will pretty much close the pool. Wait, no, we'll also have Ukraine versus Mexico that we're missing. All right, we're going at it. Finland versus Ukraine. Will the Finnish be able to use her physical strength like she did before? Versus Ukraine. It was extremely fast earlier from what we saw, but she's a lot smaller. Let's see what happens here. Ukraine going low for the leg, but it doesn't work. The Finnish keep her at bay with hits to the head and the shoulder. Oh, that's beautiful work by the Finnish. Pummel to the face, pummel to the head. Big pummel, but not points there. But I give the advantage of the start of the fight to the Finnish, who expected those leg attack, it seemed almost. To the leg, and to the leg, yeah. The Ukraine is working her magic on the leg, squeezing the opponent swords on their arm, which is actually allowed. Quite allowed. Back at it. Oh, hit to the leg. Repeated hit to the head. Again to the head. Again to the head. Stop fight. And the first round. Oh, that's a really tight round. I'd say the end of the round belonged to the Ukrainian, but the beginning of the round belonged to the Finnish girl. So, no idea. Second round starting. Oh, this time the Ukrainians going mad at her. But the Finnish girls, really good footwork, staying away from her and scoring points as well. Wow, that's a tight fight. Oh no, she's got into a bad spot there. Swords blocked. Ukrainians just piling up points and she loses her sword. That's also 1 point that the Ukrainian got there. The Ukrainian really got a good advance there. Catching back to that, it's going to be hard work. Oh, it's because the pommel break. Oh no, pommel break on the sword. They need a second sword. They have a minute to figure one out. They got a new sword, getting in. That's the thing. You see those beautiful armor, surcoats, swords. They're all expenditures, they're all stuff we break. They're being used. They cost a fortune and we keep breaking them. Here you go. Oh, the Finnish girls really wants her point back. I don't think she can, but I know she's working really hard to get that round back on track for herself. But the Ukrainian is not letting her have it. Pushing her to the fence, wrestling her there. Oh, that's now tired. That was a lot of cardio work right there. Hit on the leg again. The Ukrainian's going low. You can see her breathing hard, but she's still going at it. Moving forward. Time. End of round 2. Do we have a decision? That's the question. Or will we be going into round 3?
Зараз головне відпочити і ти таку ж динаміку атаки.
A very, very forward-moving Ukrainian, but the Finnish really defended well. But I wonder if it was enough. In first round, I have no idea what the score in first round was. This was a very tight round where both dominated part of the round, so it could be very even. But the second round, in my head, belongs to the Ukrainian for that moment where she was stuck. And we're going into third round. So the first round was the Finnish round. There's no way that second round was a draw. That was clearly domination by the Ukrainian fighter. And they're going at it again. Will the Ukrainian trying to go for those legs early again? Finnish girls not letting her. Pummel to the face. Pummel, pummel. Trying to get scored with pummel. Not that many scored. Now she's getting good points to the head, Todd. With no answer. The Ukrainian used all her energy in the second round. Oh, that's not good. Now she has to get the hell out of there. They're stuck low. Finnish girl tried to wrestle, but that gives opportunity to her opponent to hit the leg. She's not using it. Oh, you can see they're tired as hell. Bring the back center. That's been a clinching and hugging for Marshall Bjorn. Pummel wrestling. Hit to the leg, being blocked. Just putting her sword and hands in a way to make sure that those hit doesn't count. Time. Well, I tend to give a slight margin to the Finnish girl on this one. I think the Ukrainian girl didn't manage her energy well in the second round. She showed a very sign of extreme tiredness in the second round, which could have played her a few dirty tricks there. Oh, it's helmets off. We have a decision. I'd bet on Finland in that one, just because of the energy management that was not done properly on the Ukrainian camp. I think, and the fact that the Finnish girl really is good on her heels. I mean, she can back up and hit you in the head while you try to hit the leg a few times quite fast. So very impressive work by the Finnish girl, if you ask me. We'll see what happens. But little dance here by the Ukrainian girl. Here we go for the official decision in 3 rounds. Finland. Now, Sweden versus Canada. And today, I would really like to thank my co-commentator or my researcher behind me. She's not there with me, but I got Satine sending me the name of the girls fighter and information. So big thank you to Satine for this. Because I can tell you, being here talking by yourself can feel something a bit confusing. You know, it's the stuff they tell you not to do because people will think you're crazy. Well, that's what I'm doing all day today. But I get the best seat in the house to watch exciting fights. Except for what's happening on the left of me, because then there's a big board that prevents me from talking directly into the face of our crowd. Here we go. Sweden versus Canada. Canada trying for a little shot here. Not getting in. Oh, you're getting good shots on that arm. That's what I was saying before. If you lift those arms out of the way of your sword, you're going to get shot right in the arm every time. And that's what's happening to the Canadian right there. Those elbows need to be closer to your body once you're in a defensive posture, because points and points and points, and they're really annoying on the arm. They kind of hurt. And hey, I'm getting help here. Brendan is joining. Oh, and by the way, Brendan, we have a third co-commentator that's not there. Yeah, you just talked into it.
Okay, so it's on.
Satine is with us, sending us names when I don't remember the name of fighter, which is really useful.
We always want someone to remind us of the names of the fighters. When you've got so many different fighters from so many different parts of the world, it's hard to keep track.
It's also hard to pronounce sometimes.
Yeah. And they're not always recognizable inside all that armor. Sometimes you recognize people's armor, sometimes not, especially when they change it year to year.
Yes, we got to stop breaking those. So for this round, I gave the advantage to Sweden, although we were talking about other stuff. We were still watching. Don't worry, we're always watching. And yes, the advantage seemed to be to Sweden. But she wasn't aggressive as she was in the rounds before. She's been playing a lot more safe in those rounds.
Yeah, well, in the heat we got out here, if you can get the win by a point, you take it. You don't need to be expending more energy than you need. Sigrid out there for Sweden is a experienced fighter. Silver medal last year.
Yeah, silver medal. Sigrid is a monster. She can basically physically manhandle half of the girls here on the field without even breaking a sweat.
And I know gold medalist Lara is eager to fight her. She didn't want to fight her too early, but is looking forward to a rematch in the later stages of the tournament to see how Sigrid has improved over the last year.
And I keep forgetting. Thank you again, Satine, the girl from Canada. And the worst part is I know her, Savannah. That's shame on me, guys. Really shame on me.
So looks like we're getting ready.
Here we go for second round. Like when you were talking about the heat and tiredness, that's what happened to the Mexican, or the Ukrainian in the round before. She gave everything in round 2 and she was dead for round 3. All right, Sweden with an early hit. Again, that arm. Again, the other arm. She's got to learn. Savannah needs to close those elbows close to her body or she'll just get points there.
And Sigrid pushing the Canadian
again,
into
the
corner.
arm.
Raining shots down on those arms.
Helmet.
Mostly sticking to one side of the body, but I'd like to see more combinations from different directions. But she's getting points, and that's what's important. A good crack down onto the neck or the shoulder there. The shoulder rather than
Pommel
neck.
to the face.
Serious pommel strikes. And the Canadians
not as dramatic as earlier, but still work. Oh, big hit on the shoulder.
And one of the Canadians from the Pearson family in the corner shouting advice from the outside.
Oh, comment by the marshal. Don't know what he said, but we're back into it. Again, the helmet. Again, the shoulder. She's getting really nice, good little sniper shot and going in for big pommels again. Boom. Oh, nice shot to the neck. That one hurt, it seemed.
Looking at the pommel strikes, they don't look like much, but it's when you're inside the helmet that's receiving them, it's a different story. You're basically being rocked with a hammer into the face. There's a lot of impact and weight coming in on you.
I personally a really love-hate relationship when they come into your shoulder blades. or just, at the crook, just there right in front of the shoulder. Because a lot of time you aim at the head and that's where you drop them.
Yeah.
And that really hurts. There's a lot of padding and a lot of metal there, but pummel there is just no fun.
That force still has to go somewhere.
Yeah, apparently it goes into the bone directly there.
When you're hitting with the blade, if you see it in slow motion, there's a lot of flex in the blade. It'll spring, so all that is force being dissipated. There's no flex in the pommel.
Nope.
That force is going straight into you.
So what's flexing? What's under the pommel?
Yeah, your collarbone. Helmets
Which
off.
is so much fun. Oh, that's going to be an interesting one because Finland has been surprising today. She's fighting on her heel, which is not a very common style. Fighting going backward that well is really not her style. And Chloe is one going forward girl.
Yes,
so.
Chloe doesn't take a step back. We've got a decision coming up.
And 2 round. Sigrid
for Sweden.
Doing her magic again. So far, I can say Quebec, Sweden, Poland, and Ireland have been extremely impressive in longsword.
Yeah, if you had money to put down, you'd have to be putting down on one of them. We've got a lot of experience in those 4 fighters.
Finland and Quebec next.
Enjoying actually being able to watch some of the fights because earlier I was looking after Team Ireland, our 2 fighters, Lara and Peter. So I've been very focused on their fights, and now I get to sit back and enjoy watching a few of them and
Yeah,
commentating.
I'd say it's fun once in a while to be sitting here.
Some of the best seats in the house.
I gotta say, this year the arena is again in sand. We have a thing for sand, I don't know, but this sand is equestrian sand, and it's hell to walk in there.
Yeah, it'll slow you down quite a bit.
And in Quebec, we would love to have snowshoe here. You just digging, and so it's tiring people even faster than usual, especially in duels, because your footwork is very reduced, because now you need to lift your knee up. And remember, we lift the knee with the piece of armor on it. It's not just lifting your leg. You know how tiresome it is to walk on a beach. Imagine a really dense powder beach, and now you have to wear about 4 or 5 kilo on each leg.
Yeah.
It's something else.
But the one great thing about the sand, one of the reasons we like fighting on sand, is you get to take a piece of the tournament home with you.
Oh, yeah.
Find it months later in every piece of clothing you have, every bag you bring over, is hidden in piles in your room.
The good part is eventually each of us will have a beach home.
We're slowly smuggling out countries.
And from all around the world.
So we're getting ready to
There
go.
we go.
for
That's going to be one interesting fight.
Finland
Two
versus
very
Quebec.
different styles. Yeah, Finland versus Quebec. And if we talk over each other because we don't have headphones, so we got to kind of guess when the other guy is talking. Since we're looking at the list and not at each other in the eye, that's what happens.
We get excited. We'll shout over each other, especially when the big group fights start happening. We
10
won't be
versus 10
coherent
after
at
that.
all.
No. Oh, trust me, I was alone with 4 lists for a few hours. I was not coherent whatsoever. I pity the people listening to me.
And Marshal Jack Pinson is just about ready to start. Finnish
Finland and Quebec.
supporters shouting Finnish things.
Finish shouting Finnish things. There we go. Is it a start?
Just some consulting.
I
with the-
don't like when these things happen, because you have right now 2 fighters cooking in there. That's not fun.
Yeah, you want to have them waiting in the sun as little as possible. Just come out, do your fights, and get back into the shade. I think there's a little bit more of a breeze than there was yesterday.
Yes, but the sun is beating down a bit
Yeah.
a bit harder too.
So-
As long as the breeze doesn't become like yesterday. Yesterday night we had flying flags.
Yeah, I saw they were doing quick repair jobs on the flags this morning.
Yes. Finland we almost ended up going to get Finland in Finland. All right.
Here we go. Finland versus Quebec.
Here they go. Quebec versus Finland.
Finland backing away, cautious.
And she's been good backing away. Oh, nice
Quebec
shot in the arm by
testing.
Chloe, finding that hole. Don't know if it was strong enough, but she got the target. Chloe is new to longsword at the IMCF World Championship, but she has a lot of experience. And here we have the Polskan Army Choir.
Still very cautious.
Very cautious,
between
both of them.
Finland and Quebec.
Both of those girls been through war right now. Nice shot to the head by Quebec. Oh, shot
nice
back.
ring from
Nice shot
Finland.
by Finland. Answered by Quebec all the time. So they're both very technical right now.
Finnish team pushing their fighter to get in. They're trying to score.
Nice
points
shot
on the
by Quebec
legs.
in the leg.
Finnish fighter took a hand off the weapon for a second there.
What's really hard when you get that close to the leg is to get it that are powerful. They're entangled.
get-
Helmet's entangled by the chainmail.
Yeah,
What's
it's
really hard when you're bending low like this is that it's hard to generate power hitting the leg to count points.
If
You
you
get a
wanna-
lot of hits, but doesn't mean they count.
Yeah, if you want to get power for those close in, low shots like that, you really need to really twisting the hips and using all
inside.
your body behind it.
And in sand, you can't use the twist of your feet really. So you only have your hips, and if you generate too much, you'll realize your knees are in the way. They will twist weird,
Yeah.
and it gets tiresome and painful.
Which I probably I see a lot more of the fighters trying to fight at range. They don't want to get tangled up and tussling while fighting against that sand as well.
Well, you haven't been watching, eh? That's all that happened today.
The fights I've seen, they've been trying to keep a distance anyway.
Yeah, everything I got
Yeah, we've
in
seen a
here
lot of other
except Lara
fights.
was basically war on the fence, punching, pommeling, and pushing you because there's no way I can dance around you.
Oh, well, I stand corrected.
Surprisingly, I would agree with you at this. And said I don't want to grapple because I can't turn my hips. But those girls have been saying like, "Hell, I can't move, so let's grapple."
We're coming in for round 2. How would you call round 1?
It's very tight. I have no idea.
From my point of view, it looked like Quebec could have been a couple of points up, but so hard to tell. They're a little more aggressive this round. Still keeping a distance between them.
Nice shot on the elbow by Chloe. On the head. The thing is that the finish doesn't hit hard. It's hard to tell if that was a point or not.
Yeah,
That wouldn't have been a point.
you need to be getting power into your shots. Just
That's
making
what's-
contact is no good.
Nice shot by Chloe there.
And
That
another
got
one.
enough power. That too.
Yeah. I think that was a strike to the head and a good push up against the rails. Bit of aggression, but that's not scoring points.
Aggression doesn't give point in duel. Sadly.
Eyeing each other up.
Quebec girl taking her time. Nice shot to the
Strike down
leg.
to the shoulder from Finland. And we're back to the corners.
It's really hard to evaluate this round because I feel Finnish got more hits in, but her hits are a bit on the weak side from
Yeah.
my point of view. It's always from my point of view because we're not exactly like the judge right by it. They see if there was a reaction by the fighter. They see how the armor move when he gets hit. Me, I hear ding and I see a bit of movement.
Yes, up here we can tell if it's a good shot if we hear the sound, but just because we don't hear it doesn't mean it's not a good shot.
Yes, and then you have Chloe's helmet that you give a little pin, a little hit to it and it rings like a bell. Doesn't mean it was strong enough because we hear it, which is always, we agreed that she's changing that helmet. One of the reasons is that.
Yeah, once you hear a nice clear ring, you assume it's a good solid hit.
Yes, I think she lost a few fights that way.
They're both looking eager
Yeah.
to get back out for round 3.
Third round. First time Chloe goes into the third round today. And those long wars against everybody, the finish as extremely good endurance and won all those long fights that she did. Most of her long fights were long. So most of her long fights were long. Yeah, bravo. Most of her fights were long ones.
The weather this weekend, that's really telling on your endurance. It's tough fighting in these conditions. Endurance is going to be key. If you're not able to win your fight in 2 rounds, you need to be able to keep going, get your breath back, not overheat, which is tough. And both of them, they don't seem to be slowing down. They haven't been going all out in any of the rounds, but they still seem to have plenty of energy.
They conserved their energy pretty well.
Yeah, which is important, like you were saying earlier about people burning out in round 2 and then having to come out to round 3 with nothing left in the tank.
What's what Ukraine did against Finland earlier. She gave a beating to Finland in the second round, but couldn't do anything in the third round. Oh, nice shot by Chloe in the shoulder there. Nice undercut.
And following up with another one and now chopping down low.
Leg shot, but blocked.
They're being blocked.
Stuck between the legs. Ooh, good thing the Marshal stopped the fight because that would have been bad for Chloe. Her sword was stuck where you don't want it stuck. End of third round.
It seemed quick to me, but I just want to see more fighting. So I might have been wishing it was a longer round. So the Marshals consulting, seeing if they have a result yet. Fighters mentally preparing themselves for round 4. I don't know how your coaching style is, but I will never be telling a fighter, okay, you've got it won. Always get them ready to go in for another round. But in this case, round 3 is enough.
Okay, let's see who won this one. I tell them if they think they won, but like I always repeat personally in the corner is, we don't know who the judge are going to count. Yes,
Quebec wins.
Sorry, that was a bias. Yes, but Quebec wins for her third round, or her third fight in a row. So she's top of her pool right now. Followed by Finland, I believe.
A good place to be, both of them are going to be going through, but be coming through top of the pool is always better. Means you're going
Fighting
up
the
against
weakest
number two.
opponent. Yeah, the
Yeah.
weakest opponent of the next pool, which is, depending on the pool, sometimes no help.
Yeah, might not be good, but it's better than going out up against the strongest of a strong pool if you have to.
Yeah, like let's just say you lose number 2, you might be fighting Lara on your first round and and quarterfinal. Means that basically your chance, if you're a fast fighter, might be I'm out instead of being in the medal rounds.
But you can always get upsets in all the fights anyway.
Yes, always. But it gives you less chance.
Yes.
Like we said yesterday, in this sport, upsets happen all the time. The sands will trip you, your armor will break, injury can happen, anything can stop that
You can-
fight. Armor break just sucks.
Overheating in the sun. If you're
Oh, yeah.
not getting enough water into you, if you're not cooling down between your fights right, and suddenly you're gone.
We all been there once or twice, did that mistake.
Oh yeah, and it can be hard in the armor to remember to take on enough water, take on food when you need it as well.
It's the stress also. You know, they all look cool and resting in the list like this, but real life you're actually quite nervous. We do this sport quite a lot. We practice quite a lot. We fight quite a lot, but it's not exactly a natural thing to fight, and especially to have an opponent trying to put a steel bar to your face.
Yeah, no matter how used to it, there's always going to be a bit of nerves. Even talking to Lara earlier today, who's a 2-time world champion, and she needs to be reminded that she is, and to not worry about who she's going up against, and to just go out and enjoy the fights and do her best. So no matter what level you are, no matter how experienced you are, there's always those nerves in the stomach that you need to settle down. And we're getting ready for fight
Round
between-
1, Moldova, Estonia. Moldova is a good sniper fighter. She stays far and makes really good points from distance.
and
Like this.
She got a nice reach advantage over the Estonian fighter as well.
Yes, and she has pretty much a reach advantage on most of the girls she fought today and uses it really well.
Yeah, and
Again, nice little points to the head. Her hits are just that level of strength that makes the point.
when I've got shorter fighters, I always tell them there's no point fighting at range like that against an opponent who's got
No,
greater reach
get
than
in,
you.
get under that sword and attack the leg, attack the body.
You've
But
got to train to get up close and into someone's face.
Yep. Being the smaller opponent in longsword just sucks because you need so much energy to get the job done. Because on top of getting the hits like the other guy does to you, you need to get up close and personal with him.
Yeah.
That requires a lot of energy because that means you'll be on defensive for a few seconds and attack it.
I think the only advantage you can get if you're short is going low, making the opponent duck right down as low as possible for blocks, make them work for chopping down into their legs. If you can hack their knees off, they'll be shorter. So they're both pretty game in that fight, but I think Moldova had the best of it. I'm sure you've commented on it already today. The support crew is trying to fan their fighters to cool them down between rounds.
I'm surprised that the Estonia doesn't open her helmet. Personally, I know that between rounds, I love to have my helmet open because the CO2 stuck in there is not fun.
No, I want my helmet open as quick as possible. I think all our fighters do, except for the few that prefer to fight with a visorless helmet.
Yeah.
But it makes a massive difference just being able to suck in some fresh air, especially if you can get a little bit of a cool breeze coming in on you. We're ready for round 2. Estonia versus Moldova.
Again, Estonia going in, Moldova going in with those precise strike, but
Aggressive
yeah.
shots to the head, just the
But
same
look,
spot.
Look at the Estonian going in for the leg as well.
Yeah.
Pretty well. She answered almost blow for blow. This was good, but when she goes high, that's where she gets in a bad position. The other girl's too tall for her. She has to almost jump to hit her in the head.
Yeah. And see, she's kind of springing up when she's going high. She's better going low, but that's leaving her exposed to those headshots.
Yes, and seeing the Moldova girl, it's really short. She can generate power in a very short distance. It's hard to block and counter attack low because you'll get a second shot to the head before you even finish it.
Oh, that was a big hit
Yes.
from Moldova. Yeah, she's able to get up to speed with her shots very quickly. So she's getting multiple strikes into the side of the Estonian fighter's head.
Yes. The Moldova girl, it looks like nothing, but the distance she used very short distance to generate power.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to block.
And that, I think a lot of that comes from, not from brute strength in the arms, it's knowing how to swing the longsword right, using the push and pull with your hands. You can generate a lot of momentum if you're using it right.
Push and pull, and if you notice, she will hinge a bit at the hip at the same time just to generate that little more power that will give you just that hard hit. And that makes it super fast.
Yeah, and that's, from watching the fighters out there, you assume that all the strength has to be in their arms, that they got cannonballs for biceps. But if you're doing it right, all the power should be generated by your legs, your back, your stomach, not by your arms. That's giving you the last 10%.
Helmets off. That's the last fight because Mexico quit on his last fight, so it's going to be Ukraine winner for the next fight by default. So this is the last result of for the woman. Single long sword. Then we're moving into the 10 versus 10. The big battles.
Very
the
different
fun
game.
one. I can't wait to be able to produce a 10 versus 10 team.
Ireland hoped that we had a brief window where we thought we might this year.
Moldova. Not exactly a surprise, to be fair and
But
honest.
a good fight.
But
Estonia
Estonian-
was getting stuck in.
Estonian, I believe, lacked a bit of experience, but had a lot of arts in this fight. She eventually gonna find her zone. She's a very good fighter.
Yeah, it was just trying to find room between defending her head and striking to the legs. So if she can fill that little gap up, she'll be winning more fights. So I think we just have to... We have the Ukrainian fighter in the list, but no opponent. She has her helmet on and ready to go anyway. So now we're going to have the lists deconstructed, the duels list will be taken out, and we'll be ready to go for the... So as you hear, the 10 versus 10, with fighters are ready to go.